Hi, this is Tim from CADWorks.dk. This is a reply to Jonathan on the forum SOLIDWORKS CAM about how to machine this using SOLIDWORKS CAM. So I created a similar part file like the one in the forum thread. I do assume that we are working in part environment, and there are some limitations when working in part environment. This would be an assembly machining task if you want to use perimeter, for instance. But either way, of course, it's doable using standard tooling in a part file. So I will go through the process and try and explain how it works. So I am in metric units. I hope that is okay. First and foremost is to make sure that we have a stock that covers everything. Otherwise, we are not going to be able to cut the perimeter in the first place. I'm going to extend just slightly 10 millimeters in X and Y using uniform transformation, so we have everything encompassed in the stock material. At this point, obviously, you'll go and set your machine and your tool grip and your post processor and so on, but let's just skip that to keep the video short. I'll create a new mill part setup. I do not want facing, but I want to machine in this direction. So first off is the perimeter. I want to insert a 2.5 axis feature, and this is going to be a boss. And since all of these are exactly the same height, then I can do it like this. For end condition, I can go up to stock, change the direction, obviously. Or if I want to have an offset, not sure if we want that, but we can have offset from face and then pick the bottom of the part file and we get a nice offset. And how much offset you need is up to you. Let's put in 1 millimeter. Now I want to machine these ones, so let's just generate an operation plan for them, and we are using a 20 millimeter flat end. For this one I actually want to use 20 millimeter as well, so I'm just going to drag this tool down, so we are using 20 millimeters on all of them. And I can actually combine them if I want to, but for, yeah, let's actually combine them. Combine operations, yes. So now we have one. And for this one, I want to do like in the forum thread, so doing a spiral milling, but this is going to be a rough cut, otherwise I will leave a witness mark. So I will just put in a value of 1/4 millimeter, and I want to go angle. Let's go nothing on the first cut amount, max cut amount of 1 in 1 degree, and preview that. So now we are coming in with a lead in and we are machining down. And at some point we are going to lead out as well. And this is not going to work, because if I have a material that is like really thick, then I cannot just sidestep into that wall. So in my lead in, I'm going to set that to none and preview, and that should actually take it away. Why didn't, okay, yeah, my bad. And this is one of the things that you need to understand in the CAM system, that we now have 3 different contours, and I have different features to work against here. So one of these I set to none. That was this one. So this one has no lead-ins and lead-outs. The other ones still have, so you can set those individually. But if you press the apply lead in out to all, then we should get a fine result. So now we are coming in and we are coming out without sidestepping into the material. That was the first part of it. Let's go and do one more. So basically, let's just copy this one actually. So copying a feature or an operation would be holding down Control key and dragging the feature up 1 step and then down underneath where you want to have it. contour mill copy, that is not going to run with a 20mm. I want to go for a smaller end mill, for instance 8mm. And I want to change the side allowance to 0, obviously. And I can preview that, and that is going to work. And now when I change that, I actually have room for having a lead in. So now I can do an arc lead in for everything. And then it's up to you to calculate how large a lead out you can have, because now you can lead out and leave no witness on the side of this cylinder. But that's the first part of it. So next up is sort of these holes. And basically in the SOLIDWORKS CAM manager, if you go to options, there is a tab called mill features. You have different feature types to recognize, and one of them is holes. And for holes, we have a recognition option that if anything is larger than, then it's going to be picked up as a non-hole, meaning a milling operation or contour. So in my best guess, I would say put this value low, do not recognize holes. And then you can go in and do a recognize features. And it found a face feature. We don't care about that. We did find a circular pocket, this guy. We found a circular pocket here. We found a circular pocket here. And then we found 3 groups. These 3 are same size. These 4 are same size. And these 4 are same size. If I investigate this one, this is a 10mm hole, and this one is a 12. So I would say I can cut everything with an 8mm end mill, because that is 10mm, so that should be fine. I'm going to copy or program one of these, so right click and say contour mill. Let's go for the 8mm and hit OK. So now I have a contour mill, and for the same I want to go angle, and yeah, everything looks okay in here. Okay. So let's see. We get a nice spiral toolpath, and that is going to cut just fine. I can obviously, not sure why I didn't pick up the default, but I can obviously go in and put the lead in and say I want to have arc. If I want to go even further, I can say I want to enter and retract at the center as well. So now I will plunge in and start moving out. That is entirely up to you. For this case, maybe you actually want to have none, and you might even not like to have an enter in the center of the hole. So this is probably what you're looking for. Okay, so that one is quite good. I have contour mill 4, which is working perfect for holes, right? So now I'm just going to mark all of these ones, create a contour mill. I can pick the 8mm again, and I can go to operation, and I can copy from, instead of using TechDB. So now I can copy from contour mill 4. If I wanted to, I can edit the operation on creation. That would open up the dialog, and I can even give it a name when I hit OK. But in this case, I don't want to. So just hitting OK. Generating toolpath, and we have everything in one contour milling operation. So that is one very easy way of doing this. And now obviously I can combine these two as well, giving me a rough cut, a finish cut, and then the cut of all of these holes. And again, if you want to do a rough and finish cut, you can simply select this one, control, drag it up one step. And then, yeah, you can edit this one, obviously, and say, well, for this one, I want to have a allowance of 25. That's good. Let's generate the toolpath. And this one, we want to have an allowance of 0. So now we have a rough and a finish cut. And simulating the toolpath is going to look something like this. Let's just crank up the speed. And we should be good. So now I can do a compare and I can see that everything is in green, and that is exactly what we are looking for. So I hope this is going to kind of teach you how you can use the software. Thank you for watching.